What is happening, everybody? It is a fantastic Tuesday here in Myrtle Beach. Today, I was outside a little bit. The weather was absolutely perfect. Beautiful blue skies, white puffy clouds, nice and warm. Humidity, it's starting to show up, unfortunately. But weather is this is some of the best time of the year to be in Myrtle Beach. Weather is great. You can start going to the pool. The pools are actually starting to warm up. For those of you that might live up in the Northeast, our pools here open up in April. So everybody's already starting to head out to the pools. I see some people are starting to join in. Welcome in tonight as you're getting in and starting to pull this up to watch. Do me a favor, leave a comment. Tell me where you're watching from. I always love to see where my guests are coming in and viewers are watching from each and every time we do one of these. So do that. And as we get going tonight and start talking, if you have questions about anything about the Myrtle Beach area, drop it in the comment section, and we will do our best to answer them. I'm going to try to go for about an hour or so and answer any questions y'all have. I kind of made up a topic today that I thought would be fun to talk about regarding kind of what can you buy in our area, and what is it? I mean, luxury in our area. Do we have it? Number one. And number two, what kind of cost are you looking at, in comparison to other parts of the country? So I figured it'd be fun to kind of look at some of the current homes that are on the market. Now, these are not my listings. Let me just say that up front. They're not my listings, but if you're interested in buying one of them, call me. I can help you buy one of those for sure. But I know most of us who are watching today are probably just doing window shopping like I am. But I always enjoy looking at some of the most expensive things on the market and just kind of dreaming of what would it be like to live directly on the beach where I could just sit on my porch and look out at waves all the time. But anyway, like I said, as we're getting started, I noticed there's a couple people are starting to join in. Do me a favor, leave a comment, tell me where you're at. And I wanted to start tonight. Let me move this over here out of the way. And I wanted to start tonight by sharing with everybody this article that I found, which I thought was rather interesting, that was posted recently. It was in our local newspaper here, the Sun News. And it talks about this South Carolina city ranks number one in the U.S. as a summer travel destination. It even beat out Las Vegas. Yeah. And what is that city? Well, as we go down here and we read the article, it says as summer season kicks off along the Grand Strand, Myrtle Beach is trending as a travel hotspot to be this year. Myrtle Beach is the top trending destination for Memorial Day weekend in the U.S., according to Booking.com. The travel site said that searches for South Carolina City are up by 15% by those planning to travel to Myrtle Beach from May 23rd to May 30th. Las Vegas ranked number 2. So what it's saying is right now in the next few days, Myrtle Beach is going to have more people trying to visit here and interest in visiting here than even places like Las Vegas. That's pretty wild and crazy if you ask me. It goes on to say that they swap back and forth between each other, but I thought that was rather interesting. So I want to know who's coming to visit Myrtle Beach over Memorial Day. If you're watching tonight and coming down during that time, say that too. Say, hey, I'm going to be there next week. I'll be one of those people, Jeremy. I know there's a lot of people that are planning trips by looking at my calendar. You can tell there are a lot of people coming to the area that are wanting to move here, ready to get out of, places they don't want to be anymore. It is crazy the amount of people I've spoken to in the last few weeks that say, I'm tired of living in wherever and we're moving. We're coming to Myrtle Beach. We want to change. We want to restart. We want a fresh new beginning. And, I have to say, I can't blame you. I'd want to do the same. I would want to get out of there. I'd want to come here too. It's an amazing city to live with it. So let's talk tonight a little bit about some of these properties in our area. And like I said, as we're doing this, if you have questions about neighborhoods or houses or, things to do in Myrtle Beach, or where's a good place to get a burger? Where's the favorite spot to get seafood? Whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about it tonight. Let's see if anybody's nobody's yet left a comment, but they'll come, I'm sure. Like I said, as you're watching, do that. And oh, here, let me turn on my little so that y'all can see this too. And as we're talking about things today, if you have questions, thinking about taking a move or coming to this area, there's how you can reach me. You can book a 30-minute call at jeremyblanton.com, or you can shoot me an email directly to info@jeremyblanton.com. And like I said, if you have questions, just leave a comment, tell me what's on your mind, and we will definitely discuss it. So let's jump over here a minute into our MLS. And I just did a search about 5 minutes ago, just before we got in here. And actually, I wanted to show this even first, which I thought was funnier. So I went to my AI, artificial intelligence, chat GPT, it's called, many different terms like that. You've heard it called. And I asked it to help me make a picture of a southern luxury home that looks like one that could be in the Myrtle Beach area. And I asked it to add palm trees to the front yard. And this is what artificial intelligence AI thinks we should have as our house. Okay. This is what it looks like. Okay. Now, here's what's funny. When I pulled up the MLS and I started to look at pictures of homes today, this was the first one I saw. Does it look a little similar? Here's the house. Let's see here if I can move this over. Well, let me move this. Nope, it won't let me move it. Oh, we can do this. We can go full image. So here's the actual house. Here's the AI one that came instead. Let's get this to share. There you go. Now y'all can see I'm talking and y'all going, what's he talking about? Okay, so here's what the artificial intelligence made. Here's the actual house. Pretty wild, isn't it? So yeah, when they say that the robots are listening to you all the time, they definitely are. But anyway, let's go back here and look at this house a little bit. So this house is 7 bedrooms, 9 baths, and 3 half baths. It has an 11 car capacity for parking vehicles. Okay. It's 9,900 square feet. It's a huge house. Okay. It's located over in Dunes Cove, over in the Myrtle Beach area, inside city limits. And just check out some of this home. Let's just look at some of these pictures. And as we're looking at them, if you guys see something that you just makes you go, wow, tell me what your favorite features are. For me, I kind of like the pool. It's kind of killer. By the way, this house also sits on over 3 acres of land. So it has a huge yard. Um, I would need a full-time landscaper, I think, just to take care of the yard. They'd be there almost every day of the week just to trim the bushes, cut the grass, pull the weeds. My wife and I right now we're working on doing some yard work, and it's a hassle. It's a full-time job just to take care of it, especially when you have puppies. It's kind of crazy. But here's it looks like a living area in the kitchen. Look at the range. Ooh, do they show a closer picture? No, they don't. That looks nice. It's probably a $50,000 range right here with natural gas. A huge double door side by side refrigerator, beautiful woodwork, very nice. Some bedrooms, a movie theater, nice. Pool table area, master bedroom. Or this maybe even be like a in-law suite, it looks like almost. Wow, look at the bathroom. Look how big it is. You got 2 chairs and a dresser sitting in the bathroom, and there's still plenty of space around it. Another beautiful bedroom. A gym. Seriously, the house has its own gym. Nice. A putting green? What? Wow. Okay. So, beautiful house here. Sits on a lake, it looks like, that looks out. These are oceanfront high rise hotels in the distance. Beautiful trees, all this right here. Gated entrance on a golf course hole right there. And this is probably the Dunes Club, is my guess, which is where they just had the PGA Tour in playing last week. So, if you're looking at this house, I want you to do me a favor and tell me your best guess as to what you think the purchase price is on this property here in the Myrtle Beach area. Anyone have a guess? We'll wait a minute for y'all to type that in. While you do, I think I got a comment that came in here. Let's go check this out. All right. Tim asked Myrtle Beach City versus Horry County. Residents cost of parking decal. Who can buy and cost? Golf cart eligible. Oh, that's a good question, Tim. Real good question. So let's go answer this question here for a minute. So inside Myrtle Beach city limits, if you want to go to the beach, you do need to have a parking decal in Myrtle Beach on your car or pay to park at the beach. So from the way that I understand it is that if you are inside city limits, you're eligible to get a parking decal. Okay. So what is the city limits of Myrtle Beach? Great question, you might ask. Let me see if I can pull up a image that shows it here pretty quick. I used to have one readily available. This one looks like it's pretty good. All right, so let's go back here and share this a minute. All right, so here is the city of Myrtle Beach map, okay? And so you can see the areas that are what are called inside city limits, all right? What's in yellow here is basically the city limits of Myrtle Beach. So it goes all the way up here. This is up into Grand Dunes area, Dunes Cove, Dunes up in there, right? Dunes all the way down past the airport down here into Market Common. And so all of these areas that are basically in yellow are the areas that would be eligible to get the city pass. Yes, this is Grand Dunes Members Club on the other side of the waterway here. That became part of Myrtle Beach city limits. And so these are the areas that would be eligible to get a parking decal. Okay. Unfortunately, if you do not live in one of these yellow areas, you would not be eligible to get one. So in those instances, you would have to pay to go to the beach. I believe it's like $1.50 to $2 an hour. It's not super expensive. And it's not year round. It's just during the main parts of the season that you have to pay it. I think the maximum daily charge is like $20 for a full day. But a lot of people, are a little frustrated because they did not have this several years ago. This is only something that's come about in probably the last 5-10 years, I would say, that you now have to pay to go to the beach. However, if you go down to the beach before 9 a.m., it is free from last I checked. And it basically runs, I think, from is it like maybe March, I think, through October that the pays are due that you'd have to pay to stay there. But every public beach access will have a decal that's there. There's an app you can download and you just scan the QR code and you say start when you're walking down to the beach. And when you come back, you hit stop and it stops the payment, automatically debits your card. It's much easier than having to have, you know, a parking meter that you have to go back and feed quarters to every hour or something like that. But that is a good question, Tim. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see here. Chelsea put in a bid of 3.5 million on that house, and Grace in Texas said 21 million. Okay, and GTI 123 came in at 7 million. Well, folks, let's go take a look and see. So this home today is available for sale for the ripe price of, so let me make this a little bigger for you all. Oop, I'm clicking the wrong button. There we go. Let's get to the right thing here. There we go. For the right price of $7.6 million. So you take that house, though, go up to, you know, New York along the coastline, or New Jersey, or California, and it's probably, or Texas, like Grace said, probably $21 million for that same house. So, anybody want to come move here? Yeah, prices are much more affordable. Let's take a look at another one here. I'm going to hide this mix. I want kind of like playing the let's make a deal, let's guess a game. So I'm going to hide this one moment and let me go find another cool house to look at here. All right. Well, how about this one? How about we? Yeah, we could go. Let me just look here a minute. I'm looking at a couple houses. This looks like a great one right here. So let's pull this one up. And we're gonna hide the gotta hide the picture price. There we go. Now let me, yeah. All right. All right. So here's our next house that we're going to look at. This home is ocean down by the beach. It looks like it's like a second row back. It is over 5,000 heated square feet. Underneath the house, you can see the price, right? Well, maybe you can, you can't because I have it hidden. It's not good. Um, but this house, 4.8 million. Okay, not a bad price for something that literally is walkable to the beach. It's right past those houses. You're at the ocean. Beautiful pool at it. 5,000 square feet. It's huge, massive. Um, Beautiful woodwork inside. Gorgeous kitchen. Very nice. Look, there's a beautiful bedroom. Let's see what a master bathroom. There you go. There's a bathroom. Well, that might be the master. Wow. Now that's a closet. The closet's bigger than most bedrooms. Has its own elevator in it. Nicely done on the other showers. Some other very nice things. Okay. So it has a nice in-ground pool out back, like I said, right there. Looks like it's your own access right down to the beach. So you have your own boardwalk straight down from your house, probably. Very cool. So that one would be 4.8 million. Let's see here. Some comments are coming in as well. Let's see. Herb says, "Hey Jeremy from Surfside, welcome in tonight. Hope you're doing good." GTI wants to know, he wins. When can he move in? You can move in as soon as we get your closing package done, and it's recorded in Horry County's courthouse. So feel free to shoot me an email. We'll get the offer written up later for you. Tim says agent fees times 6, and I'll take 2, please. Nice, Tim. Great. Well, we'll get you this oceanfront one that we're looking at right now and the other one. So you're getting the deal, 12 million, 13 million, and you can have both of them all together. Isn't that nice of me? I'm so generous. But anyway, guys, we could sit and look at multi-million dollar ones, but that's probably not what most people are looking for. But to give you an idea, just kind of what would you expect if you went and found something maybe on the waterway? Let me show you another home here. This is here in Carolina Forest area. This is a 4-bedroom house we're about to look at. It's 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. It is 4,700 heated square feet. Here are some pictures to look at. Let's hide. Here's the front of the house. Looks like it has you pull underneath and has a raised style. and it sits directly on the Intracoastal Waterway. Very nice view out the back, has a pool there. Newer looking home, probably built in the last few years. Gorgeous kitchen. I would love to have a range like that. Nice farm sink. I have, I'm gonna go back here. I have another YouTube channel, if you don't know, that talks about shorts. It goes through YouTube shorts, short form content. They're 60-second or less clips. And one of the things that I talked about in that channel is about the open beam concept and having that in a lot of your luxury homes nowadays. And when you look at the image of this house, right here sits the open beams, just like I was talking about. If you guys want to learn more about kind of real estate in our area, what houses are kind of looking like, there's some fun stuff in there where I talk about best places to get a steak, where are our favorite spots for getting pizza. My One of my videographers, he is a native to the area, and so he has talked a lot. Oh, see, that'd be fantastic. Just sit out there and watch the boats go by. But he's a native to the area, so he shares a lot about the history of Myrtle Beach. He's also really into documentaries, and so he's kind of a geek about that kind of stuff. But he talks about, how did the shag come about? And when I say shag, guys, I'm not talking about that kind of shag. It's actually a dance that started here in the Carolinas, called the Carolina shag. Okay. It's kind of like the Lindy Hop, he said. And I don't know what the Lindy Hop is either because I'm not a dancer. But there's all kinds of really, really interesting stuff about the history of Myrtle Beach. He talks about ghost tours that take place in Conway, all kinds of fun stuff. But as you look at this house here, let's take a guess. What do you all think the price is on this home that sits directly on the waterway? Some of the pictures of the bathrooms, more open beams, nice walk in shower where you don't even have to have the door, just step in. They call those spa showers. Nice game room. I like the detail work they did too on the wall with a little bit of the wood trim. Just gives it a nice little effect. If you notice too, when you look at just your basic doors throughout the home, they're not just the white cheap panel. They look like they're solid wood doors, which is very nice when you get into a custom home like this on the waterway. Anybody want to take a guess? Grace has come in with a guess. Let's go to her, and we have some other questions. We'll jump over to those in a minute. Grace has come in with her guess at 1.5 million. Okay, not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. We'll give it a minute, see if any other ones come when we look through the rest of the pictures. There's the elevator in this house. Looks like they set up a driving range, virtual driving range, and a gym down in the garage area. And like I said, this sits right on the waterway in Waterway Palms, which is a fantastic custom home community in Carolina Forest that is gated, has amazing amenities. Because this house is so awesome, they didn't even put pictures of the amenity center in, but it is almost like a resort. GTI has come in with the guess at 2.75. Not too bad. We'll see if anyone else comes in with the guess here. And It's a great community. It's in some great location, close to everything. All right. So, what was the price on this home? Brrr, drum roll. That was my drum roll. It's pretty bad, I know. But 2.1 million, and you can be directly on the ocean, or on the ocean, on the water, where you'd be able to put a dock in and drop your boat straight into the water, right outside of this house. In fact, they already have it. It's ready to go right there with their boat on. They go out, climb in the boat, lower it right down in the water, and take off for the day with it. Okay. So I saw some questions starting to come in here. And my talking about $1 million homes, that was just to kind of wait till y'all started asking some good questions. Because I'd rather talk about those instead of just luxury homes in here. So let's go jump on some of these. So Tim wants to know, What kind of homes are available in the 400K range? Great question, Tim. Let's take a look at some of those. So I'm going to actually just come back here. I'm going to get rid of our whole fun search that we've had. And I'm going to say homes in the 350 to 450 area. And we're going to just say we want to see homes. Well, let's start by looking at just some single story homes. Okay. So we're going to look at ranch style homes that are 350 to 450. And we'll say ones that also are going to have be at least, oh, I have this way too big. I can't read it. 1 minute. I have to, there we go. All right. So let's go back here now and find here built. And we're going to say we want homes that are at least built 2020 or newer, because that'll take down some. All right. So that gives us about 200 homes. So let's just jump in here a minute and look at some of these. Actually, you know what? We're going to do this even better to make it less. We're just going to say up here where it asks for construction status, we're going to say under construction. And we're going to say never sold, previous occupied, or never occupied. Okay. And so this gives us 166 homes. We'll sort them by zip codes. I don't really cover up in North Carolina. Some of these are down in Georgetown. Don't know if anybody's looking down that way, but if so, we can pull some of them up. Here's one in Wild Wing. So this is a new build from DR Horton that's currently available. Let's pull this one up. Here we go. And we're going to hide Tim's comment so we can see it. All right. So here is let me get my head out of the way. There we go. And now we'll come back over here and make this a little bit larger for you all to see a little bit easier some of the words. There we go. We're getting there tonight, guys. Sorry. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that's being built by DR Horton over at Wild Wing Golf Course. If you're wondering where this is out Highway 501 towards Conway, not too far from the university and Conway Medical Center. But this is at the retreat at Wild Wing. It's about 1,983 heated square feet on this home, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. And let's just take a look at the inside of it for y'all. Has a nice front porch there. You can put a nice rocker or two out there or a porch swing. Has a nice back area here that you can screen in pretty quickly and easily. And then here's your entrance. You come in the door, you have a bedroom. Oh, they don't put their pictures in order. So there's one of the bedrooms. Here's another one of the bedrooms. The third bedroom or fourth bedroom, really. And then here's a bathroom. This is a new build, so it's builder photos. It's not going to be good quality. Sorry, guys. Your laundry room, your little hallway. Here's your kitchen, though. And this does not really do this home justice. These are 12-foot ceilings, so it's very tall ceilings, very high, has a huge island in it. Natural gas, it looks like here, a pantry in the corner. I recently sold one of these floor plans to someone. It's a real nice high ceiling open floor plan on this home. And this one is currently for sale listed at 406, 430. Now, DR Horton, I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but I'm going to anyway. Right now, DR Horton is pretty negotiable on their prices if you have the right person working for you. I've done some deals recently for some people buying a new build with them where we've gotten a good amount of money off, a good amount of upgrades added in, found homes that were on their broker financing program where you're going to get a lower interest rate. And if you use their attorney and their lender, you can get an additional $7,000 towards closing costs. So that is a house, like I said, in Conway near the college. Let's go back here and find something in another area. Ridgefield is right near there as well. Here's a house for $350. Let's just click on this. I think I know what this is. Yep. So this is a Cali. So this is about $350 on this home. 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's going to be 1,774 heated square feet and a two-car garage and a screen porch in the back. And let's see if they have some better pictures. Not really. Sorry. So come in the door. It's a similar layout to the one we just looked at, just not as high ceilings, not as much space in it. But you have in the front two bedrooms. There's the fourth bedroom, the laundry room. There's the small bedroom, which a lot of times people use as their flex or office. And then here is your kitchen area. And the dining's over here where you'd put your table. And then when we turn it around, keep going. Oh, there's the eat-in area. There's more of the eat-in area. There's your living room, but they take the picture really horrible. So show me a picture. There you go. So you can kind of see if I'm standing in the corner of the living room, you can look straight over into your dining area and kitchen area. And this is an extremely popular floor plan that DR Horton has. I actually just sold one of these last week up in the Longs area, which is a little bit farther out. This house that we went to is probably about a 20-minute drive to the ocean, but my client was able to get it for under 300,000 for this house. Exact same layout. So, there's a lot of options like that. Let's see here. What else? Let me find you something else. We'll look at, those are all the same. I know that. I'm just looking through here at new construction to see if I can find something. Let's look at this one. This is Starfish Village. So this is with Chesapeake Homes, another somewhat local builder region in our area. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for 396, 621. They're building up in Bridgewater, which is up on the northern end of the beach in Longs, right near the McLeod Health Center that's up there. Pretty nice house. Let's check out some of these pictures, see what they have. They're showing a lot of the amenities and not a lot of the house. Sorry, guys. They haven't showed a single picture of the inside of the house. Wow, that was great, wasn't it? Oh, well, sorry. Let's try another one and just see if maybe that one will have some in. Nope. Well, it probably makes it tough for you to see much about that home and want to know if you want to buy it or not. Let's go look here at this. This is another development by that same builder. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is not. This is a different builder. This is Heritage, though, which is up in the Longs area, too. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, 1,670 square feet. And let's see if they have some pictures. Hopefully, show us the inside. So there's your kitchen area, dining area, bedrooms, has a tray ceiling, nice bathroom and shower with a seat in it. Very nice. By the way, if you guys didn't know, most of your new construction stuff these days are not putting tubs in the master. They're putting just a shower. But this is a nice looking home for $368. So that should give you a little bit of an idea about the 400K, Tim. If you want to know more, book a call with me. We can talk about some different neighborhoods. I can email you all kinds of properties to help you with that. Let's see what other questions we have coming in here tonight. All right, we've got Footprints in the Pines. Hi, Jeremy. We enjoyed your informative videos. We've lived in Little River for 6 months, moved from Massachusetts. Awesome. Welcome to the area. Thanks for tuning in, watching the video. I appreciate it. GTI says, have you ever sold any houses in DeBordieu? I hear it's a nice area. No, I have not sold one down there. However, it is beautiful. Let's go, and I'll pull this up just so y'all can see what DeBordieu looks like. We'll go active homes. I'm going to create my search, and then we'll pull it up here for you. Just give me 1 second. DeBordieu. Search. There we go. So here are current homes for sale in DeBordieu. There are currently 4 homes for sale. The cheapest one is $1.8 million, and they go up to 4.5 million. We will look at this one because it's the biggest. Why not? So this says it is a 4 bedroom, 4.5 bath home for 4.1 million. It's 6,100 heated and 13,000 under roof square feet. Uh, big house built back in 1991. So let's take some look at the images here of this home. Nice mature landscape. Just look how high those ceilings are. Huge. Wow. Wow. That is a big, very big house. Just goes on and on and on. And then there's your pool. So DeBordieu's a nice area. It's very secluded, very private, very quiet back in there. But yeah, I mean, you can see this house just goes on forever. Um, it is big. Let's look at the most affordable because we want to be realistic. We're going to be affordable with what we're purchasing these days. And this one is to be built for 1.89 million. So it's probably not going to have any images other than renderings. Yep. And a layout with a 3-car garage with it. But hey, you get new construction. You know, we've been talking a lot about new construction the last few weeks in here and on the channel. So maybe you want to buy a new construction down there. You can do so. All right, let's go back here and look at some of our other questions. Go Vols says, oh, there he is. He showed up. That's Mike. Mike gives me a hard time all the time. Why? Because Mike likes the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, Mike's a fan of Dallas Cowboys, guys. I'm sorry. As you all know, and you can't really see, it's not in focus tonight, but right over my head, right there, sits my Philadelphia Eagles helmet. I'm a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan. That's what I enjoy. So yeah. So what else has been going on in our market? Let's talk about that a little bit. The market here in Myrtle Beach right now is very active. There is a lot of activity taking place. People are definitely looking at moving still. I have been extremely busy lately, which is awesome. I appreciate when you all reach out to me. Like I said, if you're thinking about moving to the area, you'll see right across the bottom here it says to go to jeremyblanton.com. You can book a 30-minute call with me. It's connected straight to my calendar. So if it shows that I have a time available, I'm available to talk during then, and we can discuss whatever it is that you want regarding moving to the beach. And you can do that, or you can just shoot me an email to info@jeremyblanton.com. But the market here in Myrtle Beach right now is fairly active. There is a good amount of new construction in our area right now. And some of the builders are getting a little aggressive, wanting to make sure to move their product because they don't want to keep it. It costs them way too much to hold. So, for example, we talked a little bit about Horton. Horton's taking money off the price. They're giving you incentives like use our lender and we'll buy your rate down to under 6%. I've seen them as low as 5.75 recently for a VA loan. Versus current rates are which are much higher. But what's going on with rates right now? Well, rates as of this last week have actually come down a little bit. They're hovering right around the 7% mark, which is great in comparison to when they were up over the 8% mark. Now, as I've talked about before in this channel, I really feel that as we get closer to our election taking place, this is a rather large election year here in the United States. And as we get closer to that election day, rates are going to drop. Why? Because both parties are going to be able to say, Look what we did. Weren't we awesome? And so they're going to do everything in their power to make people think they're the ones that did it to hopefully gain a vote or two. But what does that mean for you that are thinking about moving? Well, it means that rates are going to come down, and this huge group, and I can't get my hands big enough because it'd be way over here, of people who've been waiting are all going to come back into the market. Because if you think back to last year around this time and even before then, interest rates started going like this. My hand's going way fast, it's in focus. Like that. And then just as fast as I went out of focus, I came back. They were now from 3% to 8%, right? And so what happened during that time? Everyone who had a house said, I'm not going to sell. Hold on, I'm not selling right now. I'm going to just pause. I'm going to wait. I'm going to, do this instead. And they kept their house, even though they live now 45 minutes to an hour from work. Or they had another child and their home, which was, perfect size before they had that child, now is too cramped. Or they were someone like me, my son, he's 6 foot tall. He's very proud to now tell me he is 6 foot tall. He went to the doctors this last week and they told him, Jeremiah, you are now 6 feet tall. So he's very proud of this. But as a 6 footer, he couldn't be in a room very well that was 9 foot by 10 foot. That was kind of the size of his last bedroom. And it was a little too small. So we bought a house because he needed more space. But we did it before rates went up. People that had rates go up just said, you're going to have to deal with it for a while. Or, unfortunately, they got married or got divorced. Fortunately, they got married. And so these people that were single, married, moved into an apartment, said, hey, now that we're married, we want to buy a home. But we don't want to do it when interest rates are doing this. So we're not going to do it. We're going to wait and see what happens. Well, as we're getting closer and rates are slowly starting to come on the decline, all those people are going to start jumping into the market. I'm looking, and from what I've heard, at probably 70 to 80 million consumers across the United States that have been waiting are going to all of a sudden start thinking, you know what? It might be time for us to start thinking about a move. And they're going to start jumping into the market. And what is that going to do for you that are waiting? Prices are going to go up. And they're going to go so fast that you're going to miss out. And homes that you're looking at right now that are in the 400 range are going to be 450 or 475 or maybe even closer to 500. And it's going to make it where the home that was affordable now, you may not be able to get, and you're going to have to then settle for a smaller home. So if you're thinking about buying a home, honestly, I don't know that I would wait 6 months. I would consider, or a year, I would consider looking at buying the home now. If you can purchase it, get it on one of those builder finance deals where it's a better interest rate. Even if you have to rent it for a year, do that and then make the move here to get the home. I think it's much better all around. What other questions do y'all have for me tonight? If you do, come on, drop them in the question box. I know you're all watching. I see about 20 or 30 of you on the stream, but not many people are talking tonight. You must either all be taking this all in, just sucking it in and listening, or you don't know what to say. But ask whatever questions you want. Mike, you asked one of the things I'll talk about for a little bit because Mike and his wife just recently bought a home here. And one of the things that they were asking is, how do we qualify? What do we need to do to get primary residence tax exemption here in Myrtle Beach? So let me pull it up and I'll show you what to do. One moment while I type. I'm trying to type fast for y'all. But I'm only so fast. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go in here to this form. And this is what you fill out to become a legal resident of South Carolina. Now, this is the legal form you will fill out. You will put in your PIN number, your legal description, your tax district, all of that stuff. You may be saying, well, Jeremy, where do I get my PIN number? Where do I get that information? You can go over to Horry County Online, and you can find that information there. If we go back here a minute, we'll pull up. Here are the instructions for it. That'll walk you through everything. So you come in here, you locate your PIN. Right here's the link you can use. And you go in here and you click on it and say, do you want to open it? Yep, open it up. It'll take you right in, and you type in your address. So if I just typed in my address of where I work, it'll pull it up. I can click on it. There it shows it. And then I can click on this little, I think you click on the flag. And there it is. And it'll give you your PIN number in here and all the information. Here's your PIN number at the top. Everything that you need's right in here to work with what you need. Okay. So you have that PIN number. You fill it in on that form. Then you must answer all of the questions on that document. Everything has to be filled out. You have to provide an explanation if you don't have one of those things. If you're married, you have to share it for not only you, but also for your spouse. Both of you have to fill in your information. You have to then attach a copy of your driver's license, an ID card. You have to put in your vehicle registration showing current address for you and your spouse. They want a copy of your voter registration for you and you have to have this stuff, okay? Tax returns. So you have to then add a tax return where you're redacting certain information, and they show you here on the second page. Here's what you can redact out. They don't really care about what you're making. They don't really care what your social security number and that kind of stuff and who your dependents are. That's not what they're looking at. They want to see that you have filed here in our state saying, I am a legal resident of South Carolina. Now, one of the things that has happened in just the last few years that they didn't really care about, but when you file this first year, you're not going to necessarily have a South Carolina tax return, right? So you're going to upload for whatever state you're from. Mike, he's from Texas, so he'd put his Texas one in the system. Now, what they required, and it's been this way, just nobody ever checked it, was that you were supposed to come back next year after you've got your legal residence and you're getting the discount. Yay, this is awesome. Most people forget to go back and upload the South Carolina form the next year that you filed in South Carolina your taxes. What they've started to do, and I've heard this happen now to a couple people, is if you don't do it, they will revert you back to being a non-resident, and all of a sudden your taxes are going to go from being this nice manageable number, maybe $1,000 to $1,500 to $4,000. So it's really important that you go back in and fill that, upload that later. Okay, so you put in your stuff, load it all in here. It talks about different things, if you're separated or divorced, if you're active military duty, all that kind of stuff. It tells you what to redact. You take all that stuff and you load it into the system. Or if you want, you can go in person and fill it out right there. And you will then get an email from them a few weeks later stating, congratulations, you have qualified for primary residence taxes here in Myrtle Beach. And you get all excited and you save a good amount of money. So it's really important. Now, the other part to this as well then is if you are over the age of 65, you want to know about how do I get the homestead exemption, which takes another $50,000 off of your assessed value. Okay. Well, in order to get that, you have to live in the house for one full calendar year. So Mike, who's on tonight's stream, he's commenting over there. He's going to have to wait till next year at the end of the year to then apply for it, because he has to have one full year, which will be 2025, in the home. So January of 2026, he will then be able to qualify for the homestead exemption, which will save him a couple $100 more on your taxes. Okay. So this is why you go about setting up taxes. Hopefully that information helps y'all. Let's see here. We do have a question that came in. Tim wants to know, when will Erica be back on one of your vids? She's informative. She was supposed to be on the last one we did, and unfortunately, she got sick. So thanks for the reminder. I need to reach out to her and get it scheduled where she can come on with us again and kind of give you all an update on what's going on in um, the current mortgage world. There's also a lot of very new programs that are out there. I'm doing an SC housing loan right now for a client of mine where she's getting money back from the government. The state's giving her money basically to cover closing costs and all that stuff to really help make it a very easy thing. And she's going to get a pretty good rate at the end of the day. So it's pretty cool. But I will definitely reach out to her, Tim, and see what I can do to get her to come back on. Hopefully, here in the next few weeks, we can get her on a show and we can talk about that. Also, I know someone asked me the other week too if we could get Terry. Would y'all like to have Terry come back and talk about insurance and what's going on with that in our area? If so, just leave a comment, say, please bring Terry back. And that way, then I'll know that that's what y'all want. And we will work on getting her to come back on the show as well. Also, maybe one of these days I'll bring in like a home inspector or something too. I want to get to the point where I'm doing live videos like this at least every other week. Maybe as we get into summertime, if things free up a little bit with home time without dance and all that stuff going on for my kids, maybe we even go to doing one of these every week. We'll see. You never know. But we're definitely going to bring on some guests because me just talking for an hour is not fun. I know that. What other questions do y'all have for me tonight? While you're thinking and typing those out, I'm going to go back over here. I want to show you a few other things. Let me pull up some stuff a minute here. We'll get this to cooperate with me. And bring this. Oop, that's not what I wanted to hit. I hit the wrong button. There we go. So let's take a look at this a minute as well. People were asking, how's the market doing? Here's current market. Here's the median sales price right now here in our area. And you can see it's 330, 530. It's basically almost right back up to where it was at, that was basically the highest it's ever been. It's almost at the highest it's ever been. January was the highest it's seen in the last several years. But we're getting close to it again. At the same time, if you look at number of pending sales, it's down slightly. And that's because a lot of stuff is closed recently. But when you look at it in comparison to December, 881, we've doubled basically from December to now in 3 months' time, the number of pending homes. That's a pretty good amount that have come to the area. If we look at closed sales, you can see they kind of go down always in January because it's the holidays, nobody closes, but we're starting to go back up. Not quite to the craziness that we saw back in 22 or even in 21, where it was 2,100 one month, 2,100 there. But we are very steady at 1,547. Let's see here. Oh, here's a question that came in. Chelsea wants to know, what is the best time of year to buy in Myrtle Beach? Good question. I actually had someone ask me this earlier today as well. And honestly, depending on the type of property that you're looking at, it really doesn't matter anymore. It's kind of become a year-round situation here with selling. We used to have our market here where when we got to school coming back into session in August, September, things started to slow down a little bit. And then as we got to November and Thanksgiving, basically from Thanksgiving through New Year's, it was a lot of doing this. Let me get my fingers to come up here. Twiddling our thumbs or playing finger games, stuff like that, that we were doing instead, right? But over the last several years, it hasn't really slowed down in those times of the year. I remember having many years where we would sit in October, November, December going, wish we had a closing. And the last few years, the fourth quarter of the year have been some of my strongest times of the year. A lot of people ask them, well, what about with investment properties and oceanfront buildings? It's better to buy them in the off season. Not really. During the summer, yeah, they're making their money, but they've already made it. So they're like, well, we don't really need to sell it now because we have enough to cover expenses. Investment properties, people want a number and they want that number and they don't really care about anything else because it's play money usually that they've put into it. Um, if you're buying, if you're going to buy a new construction, some of the best times of the year to buy it is when that builder is having the end of their fiscal year. So, like if you were to buy DR Horton, usually they're a little bit more motivated in the beginning of August time because they want to close everything out by the end of September. And usually, when I say they're motivated, they're going to give a little bit better deals to get everything that they can close by the end of September off of their books because they want to make it show we've had the best year possible. And so that goes for a lot of your other builders too. They have different times of the year that are their fiscal year. Some of them do December to January. Some of them do like DR Horton. Like I said, there's September. So if you're doing new construction, that's definitely it. As we get into new listings, let's look at that a minute here. Let me go back here and pull this, see if I can pull this up. As you can see right now, if we go back and look at this graphic, here is kind of the current inventory of new listings in that we have in our area. And as you can see, as of today, we're at 2,293 homes on the market. So what does that mean? That means that more and more people are currently putting their homes up for sale, which gives you as the buyer a little bit more to choose from, a little more options to pick and figure out what's going to be the best home for you. So right now you've got a good options that are out there. But I will tell you this, a lot of this extra inventory right now is in new construction. If I go back here to our MLS, and let me just pull it back up here, man, I'll show you. If I go in here and I say I want to just show residential homes that are active on the market right now, says there's 3,300 homes, right? If I come down here, though, to construction status, and I select the new, never occupied, never sold, the to be built, and the under constructions, of that 3,300, 1,400 of it is new build. See, 1,403. So there's a good amount, almost, well over a third of it, which is simply new construction. So, there's a lot of options out there. And when you're buying right now, I say it a lot and people think I'm just, trying to sell new builds because it's easier or something. It's not really. There's a lot more work that goes into it. But they are truly the better deals when they're giving you the better interest rates, giving you money towards closing, throwing in upgrades, taking money off of the purchase price. They can be a really good deal. Let's see here a minute. How about a guest to talk about title insurance? Ooh, an attorney. I might be able to do that. I have a couple connections with attorneys that might be willing to jump on one of these nights. Title insurance is, kind of a thing you need. Most people don't think they need it until they actually need it. So what is title insurance? You might be wondering what I'm talking about. Title insurance is a one-time fee that you pay when you purchase a property, and the title company does a search, pulls all the information, gives that information to the attorney. They review it all, look at it to make sure that you have a fully clear and marketable title on whatever piece of property that you're purchasing. What that clear and marketable title does is allow you to purchase it and not have to worry about somebody coming and staking a claim on your property. So what type of claims might show up? Well, the one that a lot of times could happen in new builds or a new construction or something that's being built is maybe the plumber isn't paid, and the day before closing they decide to go to your property and put a lien against it because the builder didn't pay him for doing the plumbing work. Okay. Or after you close, you go to do something and go, there's this lien. Where'd it come from? Well, something like that, title insurance would cover. Or the other thing, a lot of this land in our area goes way, way back in time, back to where at some point it was owned by some of the different tribes. The Chikora tribe was down through this area. And if that piece of land that your home was built on, somebody may come and put a stake a claim and say, well, that was my mamaw pawpaw's favorite piece of property that was part of their homestead from back in the early 1900s, and that's technically mine. That your house is in, that's mine. You need to give it to me because when Mama passed away, they left it to our family, and our family never sold it. Well, if there's a clear and marketable title, that title insurance would cover any type of claim that is placed to keep you from losing your home. So that's why it's also important when you're purchasing a home, make sure you get it. Most of our attorneys in the area will not um, do a transaction, will not record a property if you say refuse to get the title insurance. If there's a loan, you have no choice. You have to have it. But it might cost you $1,000, $1,500 one-time fee that lasts for the life of you owning the property. And a lot of those also will increase in value as your home goes up over the next 5 years. I think it's like 10% every year for 10 years. So if you have a $500,000 home, it could go up as much as $50,000 over a 10-year period. That will cover most everything that would come about with it. So it's pretty important to have that. All right, let's see here. There's a question here. Josh wants to know, what are neighborhoods that you are seeing the most people want to move into right now? Ooh, good question. So there are a couple areas, and we'll go to our map here to kind of talk about some of these areas. And let's go over here. And when you start to look at different areas, the first area that I am seeing a ton of traction, a ton of people interested in, is the Carolina Forest area. So if we look at the map here a minute and we zoom this in some, here you go. Here's our map. And you will see Carolina Forest is kind of all of this area here, north of 501, over to the Waterway right through here. So there's about 15 to 30 neighborhoods that are in the subdivision area. A lot of people are very interested in that. One neighborhood that was super popular that has now pretty much all sold out of its new construction, unless one falls apart, might come back on the market over the next few months, is the Parks at Carolina Forest. It's right across the street from the farm at Carolina Forest. Those areas are very popular. Berkshire Forest, which is down the road on River Oaks. If we go, here's River Oaks, come down in here. This is Berkshire Forest, back through here. This area is very popular. It also is almost all completely sold out as well. So these areas right now in Carolina Forest are pretty much all sold out. And not a lot of people able to purchase there anything unless they're buying a resale. Another area where I have been extremely busy lately is all the way up here in Longs, up here at the northern end of the beach. If we come in and we zoom this in a little bit, so basically you would take Highway 31 all the way to the end. If you go to the right over to here, you would be in Little River. And this is all Little River here. But if you go to the left, you then are in Longs, South Carolina, Longs. I know it sounds like lawn, but no, Longs. Longs. But up in here, there's a couple subdivisions. I've sold a few homes right down this street. Then there are a few more as you go out this way. And as you start to go out this road more, the homes become much more valuable or affordable, I should say. So I mentioned a little while ago about selling a home this last week that was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. That was in Woodcrest, which sits out here off of Highway 9 and 905 in Longs. And as you can see, here it is in comparison. So to get to the beach, come up here to 9, go down and be at the beach in about 20 minutes. That house here sold for right around $280 for a 4-bedroom house. You take that same home, bring it back down here and put it in this area of 31, it's going to go from 275, 280 up to probably 340, 350. You bring that same home come down here into Carolina Forest in this area where there's Village Oaks, which sits right in here in this section. If we bring it in, here's Village Oaks. Right off of River Oaks Drive, and that home's probably going to be about 340 or so, 350 in this area, or maybe even a little more. That is, location for everything. So I'm seeing a lot of people move to Longs. I'm also seeing a lot of people moving to Carolina Forest. Also, another area that I'm seeing people move to is the Socastee area, a neighborhood. Just to get me, let me think. What's the name of that one? That'll take me to the area I want to go. This will take me down to the area. So this is down in Socastee area. This is Oyster Bluff, which is right off of 544. In this, like I said, the Socastee area. Over here you have Saybrook, which is a very popular area that's starting to grow. And then also right over here on the other side of the Waterway, right in here is Arcadia in Socastee. Arcadia is going to be huge till it's said and done with probably a couple thousand homes back in here. Saybrook's also starting to grow up pretty big as well in this area. So we're seeing that. Out in Conway, another area that I have seen a lot of business, and I'm going to just let's bring in the map here a minute so I can get out where I want to go. Out here used to be Carolina Pines, now it's called Sun Outdoors, the RV park. But right out in here is Auberon Woods, which is starting right in this area. And Auberon Woods is going to be 1,300 homes till they're said and done that are going to be built out there with 2 amenity centers and all kinds of stuff that's being built. And so people like that because it's a little more affordable and it's not that far from the beach. You can jump on Highway 22 right here and go into North Myrtle pretty quick and easy. Or you can come back down to International Drive. It's about a 5-minute drive down here to International and be over in Carolina Forest in 10 minutes down International. As I mentioned in a previous video, I would say the next spot that's going to take off, if I had to be a betting man, is going to be right through here. Because if you look, this is all just green on International Drive. All of that land is undeveloped, and we will see people selling it before long, and a lot of homes, I think, going in this area. We've already started to see at this end of International Drive here, more and more businesses starting to pop up. There's our veterinary hospital. It's right here next to the elementary school. There's also a podiatrist and a dentist office that have also been built right in here. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming. I know on this side of International, right by the firehouse, there's a couple right in here. Lots that have recently sold as well for commercial use. And so you're going to see some of this stuff start popping up left and right everywhere. Good question, though, Josh. What are some other questions, things that y'all have going on in your minds that you want to learn a little bit about? We'll go a couple more minutes, I think, though, and we'll probably call it a night. But if there's anything else you want to know about, let me know. Even if it's, hey, where's a good place to get something to eat? Let me know that too. We can talk about some restaurants, all that kind of good stuff. And pause for a moment while I have a drink. I'm a little thirsty. I'll give you all a minute to type while I drink. Oh, Tim had also said finger red number 1. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, fortunately I don't. Interesting. Let me pull up while y'all are typing. If you're looking for investment property, since we're talking about luxury stuff tonight, I did see this property that came on the market today, which I thought was rather interesting. So let's pull this up a minute. All right. I'm going to read you the specs of this home first, and I want you all to guess what you think the price will be. This is a quad multifamily unit. So it's basically a quadplex home on the ocean up in North Myrtle Beach. Okay. So there's 4 units in here, and they are all more than 3 bedroom units. Okay. So 4 units that are all over 3. Let me read some of this to you. Here's what it says. So each oceanfront unit is an impressive and open concept layout of 6 bedrooms and 6.5 baths. Okay. So 6 bedrooms, 6.5 baths, has the capacity to accommodate 64 people. Okay. And to give you some financials, since we're talking about an investment property, the year to date gross rental income on this property was $235,000. All right. So here is some images. Let's pull these up. You guys can take a look at this. Like I said, this is up in North Myrtle Beach. I want you to guess what you think the price is of this property. This is a hotel next to it here, by the way. But here is the quadplex. Has its own pool. I mean, it's almost the size of the entire hotel next door to it. Nice open layout. Does it have two It does. It has a side by side refrigerator and a side by side freezer, or 2 side by side refrigerator freezers. I'm not sure which, but it has a lot. Place your bets, folks. Place your bets. Direct on the ocean. Bathrooms, tile showers, nicely done. Everything's looking pretty fancy and new in these. There's one up on the higher floor with the balcony view out on the ocean. I mean, look at all this. I mean, this is like a parking lot underneath it. Wow. Okay. So let's go here. There's no HOA on this building as well, by the way. No HOA. So you can do whatever as long as you follow city rules and ordinances on it. Because Tim asked, so we should ask. Tim said, should guess the HOA. Yeah, the insurance on the building was $41,000 a year. Okay. Yeah, 41,000 a year for insurance. That's crazy. Um, the whopping price. Mike came in with a guess. Mike's guess was 27 million. Well, Mike, since you think it's 27 million, you're going to be very, very pleased in a moment when you know that you are able to purchase this property for only $4.3 million. So, Mike, instead of 27 mil, only 4 mil. You want me to see if I can find you 4 more of these? You can just buy them all. We can do that. But I mean, honestly, when you think about all that this includes, that is not a bad deal for it. As I mentioned, insurance 45,000, the taxes are 31,000 a year on it. So it's amazing property. But anyway, I think guys, we're gonna start calling it a night. I appreciate y'all joining in tonight. Hopefully, you found a little bit of value in tonight's video. If you have other questions, if you're thinking about moving to the area, like I said, my contact information is down below in the description, or you can just use that. It's been scrolling across the screen for the whole night, the jeremyblanton.com, and you can book a 30-minute call. It's real easy to do. I'll show you that as we head out tonight. You just simply come in here, go to jeremyblanton.com, It'll pop right up here in a minute, and it shows you here are the available dates. You can come in and click and say, "Hey, I want to talk to Jeremy on Friday at 11:30 in the morning." You fill in your name, email, phone number, what you're looking to do, and give me a little bit of info, and I'll call you at that time and we'll talk about whatever you need. Or if you have other specific questions you want to know, just shoot me an email to info@jeremyblanton.com. I appreciate everybody jumping in as always. Let's see here. A couple questions we came in. Tim says, "Take your bag of pennies to the bank." There you go. Mike said, "Sounds like a deal. Make a $250,000 a year." Yep. Well, that's what it is year to date. So it's only 5 months in. It makes more income than that even. Um, yeah. And then Tim says, "Thanks." So as always, guys, I appreciate you joining in tonight. I enjoyed you having a conversation with me. And if you need anything, reach out. And as always, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, get the bell on to subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the very, very near future. See ya.